A comment on the invasion of the Ukraine by Russian forces. Praise be Jesus Christ, now and forever. Lenten privations have come early for the people of the Ukraine. A little bit of background. Andrew the Apostle is thought to have visited the Greek colonies along the northern coast of the Black Sea. And according to one of the legends, St. Andrew reached the future location of Kyiv and foretold the foundation of a great Christian city. And the spot where he reportedly erected a cross is now marked by St. Andrew's Cathedral. Christianity was introduced into Kievan Rus by Greek missionaries from the Byzantine Empire in the 9th century. Kievan Church was originally a metropolitanate of the Patriarchate of Constantinople. The residence of the metropolitan, a type of bishop, was originally located in Kiev. So the fighting now taking place is over the very birthplace of Byzantine Christianity for Russia, Belarus, and the Ukraine. And the Ukrainian Catholic Church has roots in those beginnings. With the Union of Brest in 1595, it was united with the Catholic Church. That's been a source of friction and more with Orthodoxy ever since. Pope St. John Paul II's mother was Ukrainian, and he did military service there. Nevertheless, his trip to the Ukraine in 2001, which drew 3 million visitors to, and indeed attendance at masses, open-air masses and so forth, was opposed by the Russian Orthodox with some bitterness. Whatever happens in this war, we can be certain that the ecumenical efforts of the last century and this will be tested in the days to come. And we must pray about that in particular. We can't expect much news from the secular press or even understanding of the situation from our perspective. For our suffering brethren, we can apply the 3 pillars of Lent. We should pray that despite the odds, despite the losses that the Ukrainians have already suffered, and indeed the tardy support from free Western nations, we may pray that they will resist this oppressive force and that freedom and liberty of religion and of country will come through. It's not a bad thing to ask for that. These people have a right to their own determination. Of course, we will pray for peace, and we will pray that there will be healing balm over relationships which will have been damaged because of what is going on. Secondly, we can fast on their behalf. Fast for those who are separated, for the children involved, for those who are wounded and who have died already. Prayer and fasting are what our Lord stipulated to cast out demons. Thirdly, almsgiving. The 3rd pillar of Lent. Choose a charity which has a strong presence already in the Ukraine, one which supports the church, priests and seminarians in particular. The Old Testament didn't distinguish between what God permits and what he does. So we must ask, what is God's message to us in all of this? We've had 2 years of plague, and now we have war. Western Europe and the US, the secular world has been introspective, navel-gazing. In these years, it's been concerned with internal rows, challenges to democracy. It's been concerned with surviving COVID, of course. And then there is woke politics. And there's selfish economics to take into account. Well, this brings a sense of priority and perspective. There'll not be many people at the moment worrying about sexism in Russian pronouns. And no doubt we will soon have the post-mortem on how we let down our guard against the Russian bear. But will anyone dare to highlight our corrupt morals, the deliberate destruction of the family, the takeover of the state? Institutions once a demonstration of practical love by Catholics and Christians alike are now, well, just institutions, funded anonymously almost. Will anyone dare to take these into account? God's message, I'm sure, is in all of this. Are we listening to it? In the midst of their suffering, the graphic pictures from the Ukraine are somehow reassuring. Here are families being divided in heartbreaking scenes, but these scenes reveal the strength of love between husband and wife, parent and child. May we be united with our Catholic brethren in that land. We are members of the universal church with different rites, but united in the same sacrifice. The liturgy they celebrate can teach us what has been lost in the West since the Second Vatican Council, the sense of reverence, the mysteries we enter into, the beauty, the continuity of our faith. Pray too for the Russian Orthodox churches in the Ukraine. Do they really support this invasion? To finish with the Ukrainian Catholic Church, however, I had this email from Lviv on Sunday. Dear Father, thanks for your generous support. Today I have the possibility to write to you. Today is better. Less airstrikes. I will write more. Father Ivan Kolody. When it's personal like that, it brings it home, doesn't it? What support had I given? What had I offered? All I did was to offer our prayers for him, for his flock, indeed for his family and his church. That's all. Yes, that is all. It's our sign of love, of unity. Let's be practical this Lent, but let's also remember that love is what conquers. Praise be Jesus Christ, now and forever.